just going to ramble a little bit and then play some tunes, and then we'll get you all squared away. You're listening to WAIF 88.3 FM in Cincinnati. WAIF is a community radio station, and as such, we only serve to open our airwaves to responsible, divergent points of view. The opinions expressed on this program do not reflect those of WAIF staff, Board of Trustees, other programmers, anyone except for myself, my co-host Tabor Jesse, or any special guests I may have in studio. And speaking of that, we do have Bram in here. He's in studio now. How are you doing tonight, man?
I am wonderful.
Excellent.
This is very exciting. I love being here.
Excellent.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. He's got some excellent tunes, even though I haven't seen him yet. I'm sure he has some excellent tunes picked out for you guys to play or to listen to, and I'm sure we can twist his proverbial rubber arm into tickling the keys and probably playing some tunes for us. Some live stuff. It might take chloroform and a big club, but we might get it to happen.
We'll see how it works out.
Exactly. So you're listening to WAIF. We are done with our member-a-thon, but it is not too late to become a member. WAIF has a website, WAIF883.org. That's how you become a member. Download the Android app, download the smartphone app, travel across the world and take WAIF with you every step of the way, because we have over 70 programs bringing you an eclectic mix. As you could tell, we have just Thursday afternoon, we have Labor Relations Talk. We have the Great Pacific Garbage Patch, which I don't even know really how to classify that. It's just exotic weirdness. Then we have Randy and the Blues, and we have the Grateful Dead and the Noto Joyo. So yeah, it's an eclectic mix. I like to call it the Swiss Army knife of radio. You can get anything you need to survive off WAIF.
I was told that it's what radio is meant to be.
That's right. That's for sure it is. That's what they say, at least. Okay, we're going to be throwing out a couple tunes off without a net. I'm going to try to get more of that great album wrapped up tonight. But first, let's see. Find Ramblin' Rob on Facebook. Also, look me up on YouTube. I have a channel there with about 260 or some old shows. We have underwriting opportunities available. Visit the website, WAIF883.org, to get more information on that. It's easily affordable, and it gets your message out into the public's ear. Okay, real quick here. Today in Grateful Dead history, of course, 5/9, that's today's date, 5/8, yesterday's date. Bram, have you listened to the 5/8/77 show?
Isn't that the one that doesn't exist?
Well, yeah. You're thinking along the same lines I am.
Yes, I have, actually,
Yeah, I was one of the early shows I got, and I listened to it. And honestly, I didn't really like the show. There's better stuff in that year. There's better stuff, period. But yeah, and I always thought when I first got it, it always sounded really disjointed to me for some odd reason, because I listened to literally thousands of Grateful Dead shows from the start to finish. Mm-hmm. And usually when I did listen to them through the decades, when I was first started collecting my collection, I would listen to them twice. I would listen one for technical merit and the quality of the music, right. And then the other was just kind of like what was going on, the vibe, how they're sounding, if they're syncing, stuff like that,
right?
And how they're interacting, how they're playing together.
Well, in '77, that's kind of like the beginning of the end. That's the spring of that, because by spring of '78, he's gone. You know who Keith? I'm saying? Keith is.
It was a good year as far as the quality of music, but like I said, that show in particular, 5/8/77, always sounded a little weird to me. And then of course there is the conspiracy theory going around that you just happened to mention that what was it, the CIA and the FBI and Microsoft and Disney?
They thought him out specifically to get him to get that show to not happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I heard they did it one other time previously, about 2 years earlier, but they released the wrong show for some reason, and it had Pigpen in it, and he had died 2 years earlier. So, they tried to do it in '75, which was a bad year for the Dead anyway, because they really weren't together. But in '77 they decided to try it again, and supposedly it was a way for the CIA to test mass mind control, in as much as not necessarily controlling your mind to do their bidding, but they were trying to make an event that was totally not an event, and just selectively put people in the community to spread the word about the event, give tapes to people, show them posters, make like this happen, and everybody thinks this thing happened, and everybody was, said they were there, and
Yeah, I remember talking to David Gans about that. And, there's a lot of confusion back there in those days. It was a wild ride.
It was. Okay, well, speaking of that, let's get on with our Today in Grateful Dead history. In 68, the Electric Circus, New York City. It's 2 shows. On today's date, always getting their money's worth. 69, Hall of Flowers, San Mateo, California. And 70, the Worcester Polytechnic Institute in Massachusetts. 77, War Memorial Auditorium, Buffalo, New York. Last Mexicali. 79, the Onondaga County War Memorial, Syracuse, New York. Great show. Always have a good show at the Onondaga County War Memorial. Let's do a couple of them from up at that particular venue. 79, Broome County Arena, Binghamton, New York. 81, Nassau Vet, Uniondale, New York. They think they like playing in New York around that time?
It was Bill Kretzmann talks about in his book that was like the Golden Road from New York down through the Appalachians.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and really, they always played well in New York. I don't know if the crowds demanded more, whether I don't know what it was, but they always had rowdy crowds. It seemed like they always played really real well on the East Coast, especially up in New York. So let's see. Last time they played on today's date, 1989. At Laguna Seca Recreational Area in Monterey, sunny California. All right, guys. Well, let's get on with some Grateful Dead here. And then, like I said, we're going to get Bram unloaded. He's got a computer and some other things we're going to bring in here.
Some exciting stuff.
Exciting stuff. That's right. Maybe I'll plug him in here in just a couple minutes and get him to play you some music that he brought. But first, let's wrap up. I think this is disc number 2. Or tape number 2, if you had it back in the day, of Without a Net.
Bring out today!
On the day when I was born, Daddy sat down and cried. I had no more, just as plain as day. It could not be denied. See the king caught Abel, rode a loaded die. Aces stayed behind, see it, and him not thinking twice. Amsterdam, Mississippi, uptown, Toulouse. Hello, baby, I'm gone, goodbye. Have a cup of rock and farewell to you, old southern skies. I'm on my way, on my way. Say that all you got to live for is what you left behind. Get yourself a powder charge and see that silver mine. Lost my boots in transit bay, a pile of smoking leather. Never retread to my feet and pain for better weather. Amsterdam, Mississippi, uptown, Toulouse. Hello, baby, I'm gone, goodbye. Have a cup of rock and rye. Farewell to you, old southern skies. I'm on my way, on my way.
for your own safety.
Take that, safety boy!
This padding's so easy on the knuckles, I could punch all day.
I told Alfie I wasn't feeling lost, lacking in some direction. Alfie told me upon scrutiny that my back might need protection. I told Alfie that treachery was tearing me limb from limb. Althea told me, cool down, boy, settle back, easy, Jim. You may be set days down on the road, moving with a pinch of grace. You may be a clown in the burying ground, or just another pretty face. You may be the pain of a feeling, sleeping every chance to dream. Honest to the point of recklessness, self-centered at the extreme. Nobody messes with you but you. Your friends are getting most concerned. Lose with the truth, baby, it's your fight. Baby, I hope you don't get burned. When the smoke is clear, she said, that's what she said to me. On a water bed, lay your head and a little sympathy. There are things you can't replace, and others you cannot. Time has come to weigh those things. This space is getting hot. Oh, you know this space is getting hot. Told Alfie I was a roadside. I was born to be a bachelor. Alfie told me, okay, can't talk to you without talking to me. We're guilty of the same old thing. Thinking a lot about less and less, and forgetting the love we bring. I've seen where the wolf is slept on Silver Street. I can tell where the monkey left you in his dream. Bar
The metric system is the tool of the devil. My car gets 40 rods to the hog's head, and that's the way I likes it.
All I know is something like a bird within her sing. All I know, she sang a little while and then flew off. Tell me all that you know, I'll show you snow and rain. If you hear that same sweet song again, will you know why? Anyone who sings a tune so sweet is passing by. Laugh in the sunshine, sing, cry in the dark, fly through the night. Don't cry now. Don't you cry. Don't you cry anymore. La 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 la. Sleep in the stars. Don't you cry. Dry your eyes on the wind. La 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 la. All I know is something like a bird within her sing. All I know, she sang a little while and then flew off. Tell me all that you know, I'll show you snow and rain. La 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 la. All I know is something like a bird within her sing. All I know, she sang a little while and then flew on. Tell me all that you know, I'll show you snow and rain. Snow and rain. Snow and rain. Snow and rain.
All right, Without a Net there. I think that was disc one. I think, yeah, that was disc one. So hope you guys enjoyed that. So far, so good on the Without a Net. We're getting Bram set up here. He'll be touching base with you guys here momentarily. You're listening to WAIF 88.3. We are Cincinnati's community radio station. Do you have a business that you would like to underwrite on WAIF? We offer very cost-friendly rates. We can target your underwriting to any show that you choose. Call one of our underwriting experts or get more information at WAIF's website, WAIF883.org. The cost of underwriting is very affordable. You can underwrite and still stay within your budget. WAIF will help you reach our community with your message. You will be helping your business as well as this great radio station. That's 88.3, what radio is meant to be. Okay, this is important, guys. Spring, it's rolling into summer. You never know what's going to happen. Know the meaning of outdoor warning sirens. A steady 10 indicates a tornado warning or a severe thunderstorm warning during a tornado watch. Well, that doesn't sound confusing at all to me. A wavering tone indicates there is a threat of enemy nuclear attack. So remember the wavering tone. Definitely a difference between a tornado and a nuclear attack. So the wavering tone is a nuclear attack. Repeated sounding of the sirens indicate additional warnings are being issued, but if you hear the wavering tone, you probably don't have to worry about additional warnings. Let's see. Radio or TV will give you the all clear, unless, of course, you hear that wavering tone, and then once we go into that sort of nuclear winter, we won't have any radio or TV because the atmosphere will be so full of radiation that we can't get our signals through. This message comes from the Hamilton County Emergency Management Agency, edited by Ramblin' Rob. Vegan Earth has a vegan potluck, with a speaker. Wow, the third Sunday of each month. All are welcome, and the gathering is free. Free! Man. I know. For more info about the group and their events, call 513-929-2500. Don't call them right now. It might be too late. Or visit their website, veganearthus.org. So, yeah, they have a little vegan potluck. You can bring your favorite vegan dish and sit down and have some vegan stuff.
You said there'll be a speaker.
There'll be a speaker?
That's what you said?
That's
I bet he's going to tell you
I don't know.
that
Sometimes
he's vegan.
Sometimes I bet so.
I bet he's going to tell you he's...
Coming from a man that just grilled out 4 large steaks at the park just last weekend, I don't think they'd like me at the yet.
Well, they're growing it now. They're making it out of plants.
I saw that. Yeah, not a good idea in my opinion. I'm not a big fan of modifying Mother Nature. Mother Nature is vast and diverse, and in my opinion, out of the thousands, dare I say, millions of species of plant and bacteria and human and animals and everybody else on the planet, I think we're pretty diverse enough. We don't need to be making stuff up.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah, I think we've kind of ran almost down every alleyway.
I mean, we've made a lot of stuff up. We're making it up as we go, I heard.
Yeah, exactly. All right, well, we didn't. I'm not going to play any 5/8/77 because, like I said, it's a good show. If you guys want to listen to it, check it out. Not really going to play any of it, but I will play in kind of not memoriam, but in remembrance, I guess, of the Cornell at Barton Hall, Cornell University. They did, I think, a couple years ago. They set their big bell tower that had, I want to say, I don't know. It's got multiple chimes up there, but they set that to play a Grateful Dead tune, actually. So here it is. That was the Cornell Chimes at McGraw Tower, playing a little bit of the Grateful Dead. In case you did not recognize that, that was their little rendition via the bells of Playing in the Band. So, yeah, kind of cool that they did that. Played a couple tunes there, I think 3 or 4 different tunes there. They ended up playing that evening. Okay, real quick here, guys. Jam band headlines, in case you guys missed it. A new book is going to be out for Neil Young. So, yeah, I don't know if it's going to be a tell-all book, but, yeah, we got a new one coming out for him. Also, big news because Bram's in studio today, and I wanted to announce this because he's a big fan of this band. The Jonas Brothers have a new album and tour coming out, so he's going to... Whoa, he just left the studio to get tickets. Yeah. Wow, he's in line. Wow. Okay. So real quick, we're going to go to the section of our show. Dun, dun, dun. Need some theme music for this, I think, called The Wisdom of Jerry. Okay, let's see. I used to have this quote on my office wall a long time ago. And it goes a little something like this. Jerry Garcia said this in 1972. To get really high is to forget yourself, and to forget yourself is to see everything else, and to see everything else is to become an understanding molecule in evolution, a conscious tool of the universe. And I think every human being should be a conscious tool of the universe. That's why I think it's important to get high. Yeah, no wonder they made me pee in a cup and stuff. Oh, goodness. All right, well, that was our Wisdom of Jerry. We got more Wisdom of Jerry coming up in the second set. Bram's getting all set up here. Not sure what he's doing, but it sounds like he's making some popcorn for us or something. Cool. Got a pop secret, or the what's the one? What's the one in the pan? Yeah, what's that one? What is that one that expands? What was that called? Jiffy Pop. Yes, I actually I tried a new experiment about 3 years ago. I bought a thing of Jiffy Pop, and I tried to do it over a campfire. That turned out horribly disastrous. Man, that popcorn was not even edible. I don't even know if the birds ate it, but yeah, it was horrible. Horrible. Okay, well, we're going to be dedicating this next tune to Taper Jesse because he loves this tune so much. I, not so much, but, you know, it's on the Without a Net album, so we have to play it. Well, we don't have to. I could skip it, like I do Hey Jude. But we won't. This one going out to Osh and Taper Jesse after this quick little bit of I guess we'll call it a soundbite.
I'm 55 years old, and all I got to my name is a car and a duffel bag full of underwear and sweet stinky weed.
How much you selling that weed for, old man?
Morning comes, she follows the path to the river shore. Line the sun, the song is the lash on the morning star. See the sun, sparkle in the reeds, silver beads, past to the sea. She comes from the town where they call her the woodcutter's daughter. She's brown as the bank where she kneels down to gather her water. She bears it away with the love the river has taught her. Let it flow, wide and clean. Round and round, the cut of the plow and the furrowed field. The barley meal, golden brown, open and beckoning to the spring. Black dirt live again. The plowman has brought us the back of the back. He's sowing as he dances in the circular track of the plow, ever knowing that the work of his days measures more than the pattern. What shall we say? Shall we call it planning? As well to count the angels dancing on the hill. Water black as the sky from which it came, and the names on the earth that takes it in. Will I speak that stand inside the rain? Listen to the thunder shout. out the edge of them, it's dancing on the hill. Water right into the sky from which it came, and the name is on the earth that takes it in. Will I speak but stand inside the rain? Listen to the thunder shout. I am, I am, I am, I
Move it back in just a little bit.
Rolling out with a little bit of the Grateful Dead Without a Net. That was disc one. I believe that was the last tune on disc one. So hopefully Jesse heard that on the way, and I dedicated that one to you and Osh. So.
I absolutely did hear it, and I'll tell you.
That's good.
I'll tell you, I was getting funny looks from people coming down the road singing that song at the top of my lungs, Rob.
Oh, well, that's good.
The only way I could have been happier is if it would have been Lazy Lightning, so I could do the woo.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one, too.
That was last week.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one, too. So you're listening to Ramblin' Rob on 88.3 FM. We are WAIF 88.3. Tune in anytime to check out some eclectic programs. We have music from all over the world and representing quite a lot of the underrepresented genres out there, be it gypsy jazz, blues, Caribbean music, the Grateful Dead. We have a lot of cool stuff here, guys. So check us out. We have live streaming. We also have Android and smartphone apps that you want to check out and download so you can take us everywhere you go in different countries and stuff. And we do have a lot of international listeners. I know we have some over in Russia and some other ones around the wide web world. Okay, guys, let's see. Real quick, find Ramblin' Rob on Facebook. Also, check me out on YouTube. Have a channel there where you guys want to check out some old shows. It's great for those spring cleaning days, which are just right around the corner now. The rain has officially stopped in some way, shape, or form. We've had a very wet year so far, so we should just play like rain songs or something. I have a whole 15-song set list of just rain songs that Grateful Dead do. But anyway, we got Bram, I think, is going to spin us some tunes now. You're about ready there? He's got his two turntables and a microphone.
I was born ready, my friend.
Okay.
Actually, we're going to queue up...
What's up first here?
We're going to queue up The World's So Gray, Rumpke Mountain Boys, unreleased, and now the album's out. So, yeah, this is like the raw, uncut of... World So Gray. So
okay, cool.
by Ben Gorley.
Let's check it out here.
Hell yeah.
There you go. Did you plug your little...
I didn't. Do you have a plug?
Oh, yeah, we need to do that.
That's what I was asking you about.
Oh, we need to do that. This little thingamajiggy here only goes so far.
Oh,
we're gonna have to do some transferring and moving here.
I got it.
But anyway,
I'm a man of action.
You guys,
WAIF Studio B.
you guys want to go check out WAIF's website. Like I said, in addition to all the information you're going to glean from it, we have underwriting opportunities where if you have a business or event you want to announce and get into the public's ear, we have underwriting information there. Also, we do have a couple open time slots. You know, if you want to become a DJ, you want to spin some tunes, you want to come in here, do your thing. We just ask a couple things. You become a member. Number one, you also have to kind of look into the underrepresented and the stuff that does diverse, you know, stuff that you don't really find on commercial radio. We're not going to be playing the same stuff you hear on Q102 or WEBN or anything like that. You're going to hear stuff like, you know, the Grateful Dead or Jerry Garcia or some
Hey,
gypsy
Rob.
jazz. Yeah.
Could I start an all Kansas and AC/DC channel or show? I mean,
Maybe if it gets approved. I don't know how that'll go.
Can I add some-
I like ACDC.
Yeah.
can I add some Bad Company?
We have let's
I'm
see.
here.
I don't know, man. We have a heavy metal show, and yeah, we got two of them actually. So sports heavy metal and heavy metal. So kind of weird.
You want to know what some of my favorite programming is?
What's that?
The Rockin' and Surfing Show.
Oh yeah,
I've
yeah.
been listening to the Rockin' and Surfing Show for 20 years, 30 years.
Well, I'll tell Guy next time I see him. I'm
it's
surprised
amazing.
he's not here. He's usually here. Guy, one of the hosts, is
Yeah,
usually
Guy
here.
Moore is definitely a friend of the show.
I'm a very huge surf rock fan, and I listen to that show religiously.
Yep. I always liked Gene's Bluegrass Breakdown on Saturday mornings from 5 to 8 because I remember going to work when I lived out in Moores Hill, Indiana. I get right around the bridge in Aurora, and then I could pick up 88.3, you know, just barely. And I used to love listening to that bluegrass on the way to work. And that was, 20 plus years ago. So that's how I discovered WAIF, so through some bluegrass. So
I discovered WAIF through the Chris and Rob talk show in the early 90s.
Was that the one on like 5 to 6 p.m.?
No,
that
this was
uh,
overnight. This was I think it was a couple nights a week if I recall.
The Larry's Bottom Line was the one I'm thinking of.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that guy was a nut. Anyway, speaking of nuts, you got some music for us, Eric?
I'm all ready to go.
Okay, well,
Cue it up.
there you go.
Yeah, there we playing.
It's playing.
Awesome.
We're awesome.
Waiting around for change to be found, but I don't see an end to the storm. Traded my patience for a chance and a dream. I feel like I've lost my way home. Weak from the hunger, my head's spinning round. I'm watching it all slip away. If I'd been there for you, would you stay here with me? All these clouds make the world so gray. Bandaged my heart, it's falling apart like the world's crumbling under my shoe. I bury my pain in an unfocused brain till I find out how much I can lose. Weak from the hunger, my head's spinning round. I'm watching it all slip away. If I'd been there, would you stay here with me? All these clouds make the world so gray.
got bridges to burn. I'm all alone at the end of the day. I can't win for trying. It's hard just to breathe. But I know that I can't walk away. Weak from the hunger, my head's spinning round. And I'm watching it all slip away. If I'd been there for you, would you stay here with me? All these clouds make the world so gray. Weak from the hunger, my head's spinning round. I'm watching it all slip away. If I'd been there for you, could you stay here for me? All these clouds make the world so gray. All these clouds make the world so gray.
You know my landlord rang my front door bell. I let it ring for a long, long spell. I went to the window, peeped through the blinds, asked him to tell me what was on his mind. He said, "Honey, honey, 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 if you wanna get along with me." I screamed and said, "What's wrong with answer if they only knew how. Wishing well with a golden bell, bucket hanging clear to hell. Hell up way twixt now and then, just even fill it up and lower down again. Lady finger dipped in moonlight, writing what for across the morning sky. Sunlight splatters, done with answer. Darkness shrugs and bids the day goodbye. Speeding arrow, sharp and narrow. What a lot of fleeting matters you have spent. Several seasons with their treasons wrap the babe in scarlet covers, call it your own. Did he doubt or did he try? Answers are plenty in the by and by. Talk about your plenty, talk about your ills. One man gathers what another man spills. To call it home. Fortune comes a calling, Calliope woman, spinning that curious sense of your own. Can you answer? Yes, I can. But what would be the answer to the answer man? High green chili winds and windy vines and loops around the twining shafts of lavender that crawling to the sun. Wonder who will water all the children of the garden when they sigh about the barren lack of rain and droop so hungry 'neath the sky.
You're listening to WAIF 88.3 FM in Cincinnati. Thanks again, guys. Got about 20 minutes left, and then Noto Joyo's coming in to spin you some tunes, get into your head, get a little funky with you. You know how it is. Okay, well, guys, don't forget, we do have some great time slots available. Check out the website, waif883.org, for more information, or we can get you an updated programming grid or an Android or smartphone app. So, yeah, check us out on the web, man. And Noto Joyo here. I had to let him in studio. I'm also, when I'm a DJ, I'm also head of security at the same time. So, all right. Like I said, Noto Joyo is coming in. He's got 2 turntables and a microphone. He's going to spin you some good tunes. Not sure what he has, but it's always an eclectic mix of things. Mostly vinyl things that he brings in. He plays tapes, vinyl, all kinds of funky old stuff. So, how you doing tonight, Bram?
I'm doing wonderful.
Good,
absolutely. Good. I really appreciate you having me out to the show, Rob.
Oh, no problem. Like the picture there. Of course, going into '69 with the Grateful Dead, you can't go wrong. I think I've got more. When I looked at my stack of years, I got a bookshelf with all my years separated. I've got more '69 and '70 shows than I have anything else.
It's my favorite era. The single drummer. I have to say, I'm kind of a fan. I like that it's different and.
Yeah,
maybe it's the rarer, the gold, if you will.
Well, it was a quicker ship to turn. They, when they had one drummer, they were able to jam a little tighter and faster and do stuff that they, couldn't do. But that especially that '69 era, they were coming out of their what I call their psychedelic Ranger period and kind of transitioning to more of the folky Americana stuff, where stuff like. They were doing some stuff off Oxymoxy and stuff, but they're trying to transition a little bit more into some of that, working man's American Beauty type of sound at the same time. So they throw in some songs in, through the set list, their normal psychedelic set list they usually played. So I always enjoyed that.
Once you could say a lot that even Working Man's Dead was kind of a pivotal. If you see what kind of albums are out at that time, that's kind of they're a pioneer of that, really. I mean, Crosby, Stills, Nash was around and all that, of course, and there was a melting pot of, and Simon & Garfunkel and all that. But
true,
it's very interesting. We were in a discussion the other day, and I was like, we talked about "Looks Like Rain."
Right,
that song's a hard song to play, and the musicianship expands exponentially in those years from 69ish, the late, what we were listening to is developing into a monster.
Well, yeah, I mean, everybody's like, oh, the Grateful Dead didn't play the same show twice, blah, 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 blah. But if you look at the, 68ish, they definitely had a
every
rut.
Other night. They have a repertoire.
Yeah, they definitely had a rut where they were going, they had Dark Star, St. Stephen, 11, they just, not to complain. I mean, that was a great, any of that,
they have that freedom.
Yeah,
I mean, that's real.
Good stuff. I love 60. I wish 68 had more good shows. I was just read an article actually about the archive and the Grateful Dead and stuff like that from 1968 specifically. And there's just so many sketchy shows in 68 and not a lot of good stuff. And there's a lot of I've got 4 discs of just unmarked sound reels.
Really?
Yeah, we just don't know what shows they were, but some of the stuff's really good. But yeah, that's 1968 for you. I guess they didn't have, the logistics or management.
Oh, and
capabilities to catalog the stuff.
I think
like
everybody's saying, "Hey, that'd be really cool if somebody did that," or
did.
Right. And
someone's got to step up.
There's going to be a, with the stuff that they had found, the Betty Board tapes.
Oh, yeah.
Getting baked up as we speak. So that's going to be exciting on a lot of levels.
Yeah, I actually read an article about that the other day, too. And I was like, God, yeah, that would be such a score.
Man.
To find that just laying around.
Yeah, the story of that's interesting. You're at a, yard sale or whatever, or, an auction, and there's these weird tapes in there that.
Mm-hmm. Reel to reels.
Yeah.
You don't even know what they are. No one has a reel to reel portable anymore, I guess.
Well, and who's in charge of heading up the conservation effort for that?
Who's that?
That's one of the mini Robs of Dark Star Orchestra.
What's his name? Eaton.
Rob Eaton. He's a famous, well-known, producer and stuff. But he developed a process of baking them up and saving what's on there, being able to digitize it.
I did not know that. Well, hey, thanks, man.
Damaged.
That's nice. That's nice of him. Thanks, dude.
Yeah.
Huh.
Scientific.
Well, speaking of scientific here, we're going to take our little a couple minutes here to do our promo and PSA section of the show so we can get our FCC obligations out of the way and get on with some, I think Bram's got his keyboard all tuned up. He'll be playing here in a couple minutes if we can pressure him into it.
Oh, man, I love it.
Real quick here, uncontrolled high blood pressure is serious, and your heart can quit whenever it wants. But when it quits, you quit. That's very, very, very true. That's very pathetic. To get your high blood pressure to a healthy range, visit heart.org/blood pressure. Check Change Control. A message from American Heart Association, American Stroke Association, and WAIF Cincinnati. And let's see, the next thing is the Healthy Start. That is Ohio's health insurance option for children, and that provides health coverage to children and families with limited income who may not have access to comprehensive health care. Applying for Healthy Start is easy. You can call their consumer hotline at 1-800-324-8680. And lastly, one of my favorite shows here at WAIF. Like I said, we're an eclectic mix here. We've got all kinds of different stuff. Classics of Country, one of my favorite shows I like to listen to it on lunch. Anyway, are you tired of the same old current sound-alike country music? Then tune in every Monday from 10 a.m. until 1 p.m. and hear the artist who made country music famous. Join host Tom Winkler for a journey back in time and listen to the masters like Johnny Cash, Merle Haggard, Waylon, Willie, Patsy, and Loretta. And we could probably name some more one-name guys if you wanted to. But anyway, you request your favorite hits and artists by contacting Tom at his email. He has an email. That's pretty high-tech. Good job, Tom. classicsofcountry@gmail.com or on social media at Classics of Country. He's my Facebook friend. I always find out he always has a lot of good country acts come in. Bobby Mackey comes in a fair amount. Dallas Moore, a couple other guys around town.
What a show.
Yeah, I know. He draws some really big names in here. I think in the...
Country's back. I mean, Sturgill Simpson, man. Even with Tyler Childress, there's some interesting stuff going down out there.
Yeah, I don't know that guy, but one of the guys at work played some Sturgill Simpson for me the other day.
Man.
And I was like, yeah, that does sound a little old school to me, man.
Oh, he came out. It's a funny story about Mr. Simpson.
I don't know anything about him.
He's from Eastern Kentucky, Lexington area, and
Gotcha.
the Rumpke Mountain Boys. There's a lot of great family down there, and Terrapin Hill Farms.
Oh yeah,
Pete and
for
Brendan,
sure.
on all the whole. There's a lot of people there. What was it? What were we? Yeah, man, it's like that. Welcome to what radio is meant to be, ladies and gentlemen.
That's right. Live on air. You got so sidetracked with the Terrapin thing. Like, what the heck was I talking about?
Yeah, no.
A good family down in
What was
Kentucky,
that?
Terrapin Hill.
Wait, why was I talking about Kentucky though? What were we talking about before that?
Sturgill Simpson at Eastern Kentucky.
Okay,
yeah,
geez. How
Sturgill.
easily I'm distracted.
Oh,
I
that's all
apologize.
right.
A
No
thousand
problem.
apologies. So Sturgill Simpson
Like a
was
squirrel.
beat around Eastern Kentucky, Lexington, and made a name for himself with a trio. And you can see videos of that, and it's very good.
Huh.
And then he gets a deal, from what I understood,
Mm-hmm.
in Nashville to cut 2 records. And so I think initially the bass player's out because he's got a family and it was kind of a weekend thing and all that.
Oh,
so
yeah,
the
full-time stuff.
Yeah, so then the drummer and him went, and I hear, hey, the shuffle's a thing in Nashville, so I don't know how long he lasted, but so anyway, and it's not a sour grape story. It's a game. It's a story of success and wherewithal, and we can all take heart in that. So he goes down there, he cuts his first record, and nobody cares, nobody thinks about it,
Right.
And it's an all right album, but it's Nashville kind of mundane, and so he has one more record on his deal before he's going to go work at the railroad.
Right.
He works at rail yards.
There you go.
And he worked himself up. He's a smart guy, So he writes and does meta of modern, And I saw him on Joe Rogan. So saith Rogan, so say I. And he talks about it. It's like kind of he had to do it, and he sells 100,000 units, which in old days that's nothing. Nobody cared about that, but today that's a really deal, and that was all word of mouth. So he hits it big, and then he follows that up with A Sailor's Guide to the Earth, I believe is the exact name of it.
The album?
Yes, and it's kind of a concept-y album, and it's very good.
Country concept.
Well, he put a band together. It had a horn section. He had an organ player. He had a backup guitarist, like lead guitarist guy.
Okay.
Man, he writes a powerful album.
Oh, okay.
And that was his follow up. And then so Tyler Childress is from also Kentucky, and Sturgill Simpson produced his album and kind of got him started. And that guy's a very talented man. It's a melting. That's why Kentucky. It's a melting pot. There's other bands coming out of this Lexington, Louisville area. Magnolia Boulevard's one. And you know, Paul Reed Smith saw them playing at a anniversary for a high end guitar dealer, and the guys, they were fans of him and whatever. And Paul Reed Smith fell in love with him. Like amazing stuff, man. And real music, writing real music, real stuff.
You got any other good bands you might want to recommend to the listeners?
Man, you know, of course,
don't give us an autobiography.
No, the Rumpke Mountain Boys, of course, I would have to say.
Oh, well, yeah, that's a given.
It's an amazing thing.
Have you got a favorite album that they have out as far as, I mean,
you know what?
I prefer the live stuff.
It's funny. I actually on my computer, I've always bought like the iTunes because it's like, wow, you know, we made this records, man. It's on iTunes, man. Right. And so I always bought those and stuff, and I always had copies, and I would listen to them beforehand. You know, like there's you know the process of creating the art. You know, we don't even know why we do it. Just, you know, it is a time, and you have to let it sit, and you got to think about it, and it really has to come from the heart, and you have to be honest with yourself. So,
right.
Usually it's the one I haven't listened to the most, and you know what I mean. So, you know, because like the Moon album, I listened to, heck, 150 times, 200 times. I mean,
right.
Trash Grass, kind of the same thing. You know, you make that album, and whether it takes you 3 months or it takes you a year or it takes you 2 years or whatever it is, you're living that album, whether you're listening to it or not. And sometimes you just got to let it sit because you've listened to it so much, your palates, you know what I mean? Your ears aren't good. You don't hear things the same way because there's no surprise. There's no, you know, your palate's all messed up. You got to go listen to Slayer or something. None of those guys would do that. I would do that, but.
Hey, I used to have a palate cleanser between the hours. I'd play some. I did a lot of instrumental Beastie Boys.
Oh man, very good.
And then for a while, I did some Miles Davis. I thought that was a good palate cleanser. The two I stuck to at the most. But.
Yeah, you know, I was listening to some jazz. You know, me and jazz, actually. I had flown in and came directly from the airport and did a show here with Jesse, and we got a conversation of listening to jazz and stuff. And I was listening to a lot of Sun Ra, but now I didn't realize that. I guess,
perfectly normal human,
right? Absolutely. But there's a guy named Pharoah Sanders who's a jazz guy, an old jazz kind of guy, and he's kind of had his up and downs, but he's got some amazing music, and he's like starting to come around. Speaking of jazz, and I like, and he's an alto saxophonist.
Well, speaking of jazz, you got your keyboard in front of you.
I am.
Yeah.
Let's see where we're at, so we can set our levels.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good.
Yeah. Good?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh man, I didn't get the, you know. So I'm not. I was.
So we're gonna do like lounge singer here, like. So how
we'll do that.
How long you been playing?
Rob, I have my own program. I guess I should talk about that. I have my own program. I go live on Facebook, and my Facebook's completely open. Anybody can follow me. I'm not gonna befriend 1,000 people or anything like that, but you can follow me. You know.
And who are you?
My name is Jason Bram.
Okay.
Everybody calls me Bram. Too many Jasons in the world from 1975, but that's how it goes.
Steves and Jasons.
Yeah, I mean it was a popular name. Mm-hmm. Some people blame it on the in the 70s. There was a thing called the Jason and the Argonauts. It was like a mini series.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. So maybe that had something that influenced stuff because their names become popular.
Oh yeah.
You know, like everybody.
Caitlin and Brittany and.
Yeah, Mike. How many Mikes do you know? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And Jasons too. I can be in a room of like 15 Jasons.
Jeffs and Jason. Yeah, Mikes. And, gosh.
But there's not too many Jasons being born today. We're a dying breed.
Oh, well, that's probably not bad. No, there's all kinds of weird names out there now, man.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyway,
that's true.
So okay, we've got your keys in front of you.
I got a Tom Waits song up. And I was talking about what songs I should do. And I should do something that I'm good at, because on my program I'm not necessarily always, I'm
100% serious,
buddy. I'm doing shtick. Right. Yeah, and I'm talking a lot. I'm singing, and I'm not the best. I've only been playing the piano for 2 years. So, and that you even give me the opportunity to come on the radio and share it with our friends out there.
Yeah, it's fun.
Is nerve wracking to say the least. But I'm not gonna
worried,
do.
man.
I got 2 songs. I'm gonna pick which one. You want to help me pick? You want to help? This will be fun.
Jesse will.
Where's Jesse at?
I don't know. Where did he go? Man, he just disappeared.
Man.
Wow.
I started talking. He's like, "Yeah, I'm out of here, dude."
Okay, I'm not too familiar with. Go ahead.
One song is Jim Croce is one.
I
song.
like Jim Croce.
"Hey Tomorrow," which is kind of a B-side, and I never heard it. I thought I heard them all, but "Hey Tomorrow," Jim Croce.
Yeah.
Or "Diamonds and Gold," Tom Waits. What song will I ruin tonight?
Gold, Tom Waits.
Okay, well there's your vote.
I like your moxie, Jesse.
Yeah,
"Diamonds and Gold" it is.
Yeah, do it, man.
I'm not going to try to sing like Tom Waits, and I hope to get the words correct because I hear he likes to sue.
It'll be all right.
Broken glass, rusty nails, out where the wild violets grow. Say goodbye to the summer and the railroads. Bye to the summer and the dogs of summer and everything I ever knew. Some do it, some men are known to do it for diamonds. Others are meant to do it by gold. They're wounded, but they keep on climbing to sleep on the side of the road where there's a hole in the ladder, a fence we can climb. Mad as a hatter, I'm thin as a dime. Go out to the meadow, the hills are all green. Steal me a rainbow and stick me a dream. Small now, Napoleon has shatters his knee, but he stays in the saddle for us. And all his disciples they save in the gutter, gather what's left of his clothes. But yet they do it for diamonds, and then some do it for the gold. They're wounded, but they keep on climbing to sleep by the side of the road. Tom Waits it was.
There, you good.
I changed the words, so I was actually playing a different song, so I wasn't playing Tom Waits' song.
Well, that's cool. You can do whatever you want to do,
Hey,
man.
cool, man.
Artistic license, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're an artist, man. You can do whatever you want.
Well, so the Rocky Mountain Boys will be like, yeah, you got those lyrics wrong. Those were not.
They wouldn't ever do that to you.
You shouldn't have mentioned our names.
Well, real quick here.
Yes.
Real quick here, wanted to get another quote from Jerry. We were having so much fun talking with Bram, we forgot to do our Wisdom of Jerry Part 2. So this is a quote that he said in 1987. Drug use is kind of a cul-de-sac. It's one of those places you turn with your problems, and pretty soon all of your problems have become that one problem. Then it's just you and drugs. So there you go, kids. Stay off drugs. Stay off drugs.
They're
bad
for
you.
you.
They're bad for you. They're bad for you. That's right. They'll turn you cool. I mean, they'll be you'll keep something. It's bad for you. Just don't do it, man. Yeah. What was that? I read something the other day. Is like, you don't have to be cool to smoke, but if you do smoke, you're probably cool.
I mean, especially these days, man. Like, it's a dying breed. Wow.
Well, I talk to these days. I go out in public a lot, and I see a lot of things. I'm a pretty observant guy, and I see people smoking in public now, and it's kind of like, when I was a kid growing up, like. That's how you got a billy club on the back of your head, you hide behind buildings and dumpsters and woods.
Yeah.
And like seriously, like terrorists don't go to the level of preparation we used to do when we were trying to, be sneaky and stuff.
Well, right.
I mean,
it's a different world.
Now it's just, walk down the street with your vape pen. No one's going to say anything to you.
Yeah. Everybody does it.
Yeah.
They look how cool they look.
Yeah, well, I mean, I just heard a story the other day. Some guy's like, I went into a bar to see some of my friends, and I show up at the bar, and I order a beer, and I turn around, and there's like 4 or 5 vape pens that they all have, and they're all just sitting on the bar right out in the open, like no one said anything to them, but you can't tell, So it's just a weird world we live in now.
It's an exciting world, to be honest. It is. It's
way better than heroin, kids.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember calling an answering machine that had a tape in it. You know what I mean?
Time and temperature. I remember calling time and temperature.
Yeah, it's weird. It's and they say it's exponentially faster. It's absolutely exponentially.
So before we get out of here, Bram, you got any shout outs you want to give to anybody who may be listening? Any pets?
Of course, the Rocky Mountain Boys. Of course, my Steve. I'd like to say hello to Steve, and then. I think my mom might be listening.
Oh, well, good.
Man.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Brandon's mom.
I think maybe. She said she didn't know how to use the internet. And I said, Mom, you're on the internet all the time. She says, well, I don't know how to do what you're telling me to do. So I said...
Did you talk her through it?
We were... it was fine. She was over talking about it. Okay. She's like, I'll see it. I'm sure I'll hear her to see it.
Okay, well, that's good. That's good.
Yeah. I'm sure I'm missing somebody. That's horrible. I'm a horrible human being. Anybody that really knows me, you know how horrible I am.
Sometimes you just forget.
I thank you again for having me, man. I feel like I love the whole idea of it. I like being on the radio.
I like being on the radio too. And so you got to, if you're a listener out there, become a member today. Help me out, man.
Yeah.
Help me out. All right, well, we're going to roll out of here. Bram, appreciate you coming in,
brother.
We got the Notorious Joyous. He's going to be on here in just a second. And we'll catch you next week. Okay. May have another guest DJ in next week. I don't know.
I'm coming back. You can't get me out of here.
Oh, yeah, he's bringing it. But if you are coming back, there's one condition. Theremin. You have to bring your theremin. Right, exactly.
Why don't you learn how to play the theremin?
That's right.
I do. Actually, I played the theremin before I played the piano.
Well, see, there you go.
Oh, man.
So you may be in for
and you're saying, what an awesome world, exciting times.
Maybe in for a rare treat, my
it's like
fine
we're living
listener.
on the moon.
Yeah.
Oh, Jason Staley, Super Satan Show. That's who I want to say shout out to. He has a festival coming up. He does live videos, and he interviews regional heavy metal bands.
Oh, there you go.
I hear he's trying to get Glow Stick Willie on there. Yeah, and he's got a puppet, and he's a doer, man. He's doing interesting art, and
I ran out of time.
He was my first guest on my program.
I almost played some Glow Stick today. Yeah, I like those kids.
Oh man, those guys are good guys.
They're nice. All right, well, we're going to cruise out of here. We'll catch you next week.